Good afternoon. I want to talk about a topic that is interesting. It is going to step on so many females' toes. It is going to step on your toes. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to be a lot, but it's needed. And today I want to talk about, I'm in my car as you guys can see. I want to talk about a topic that a lot of women don't like to address, and the issues that we battle with. A lot of us as women, we battle with insecurities. We battle with being a black sheep of the family. We battle with assumptions, and all of that stems from a specific fear or fear in general. And a lot of us, we are in relationships, and we are in, rather that is platonic, rather that is husband and wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, or whatever relationship of your choice that you are in, and sometimes even friendships. But this specifically is talking about broken women who, I won't even say broken, but women who have insecurities, women and their insecurities. That's going to be the subject. The subject is women and their insecurities. And what I find so interesting is that sometimes it takes a man to show you, to tell you, to express to you the things that they see in you, the flaws that needs to change. If that man cares enough about you, they will point them out to you. However, a lot of women who have insecurities make up excuses and try to rationalize their flaws, and rationalize not just their flaws. Let me be clear, because it's one thing to have a flaw, because we all have flaws, but this right here that I'm talking about is toxicity. It is toxic, and it is damaging to that person you're in a relationship with or trying to build with. And we as women, we don't talk about this. We don't talk about the hurt. We don't talk about the abuse that stems from childhood. We don't talk about the trauma that a woman goes through. Let me put my phone on. Well, I'm just hoping that I got a message, but I'm just hoping it doesn't come through. I'm hoping no phone calls come through. But we don't talk about the trauma that we face and the trauma that we go through. Like, women trauma is real, and not just women trauma, because as a woman you go through a whole ordeal of trauma as a woman, just like a black man go through, or black men go through trauma of their own. But as women, we go through our own trauma, but then some of us have trauma within the trauma. And I want to touch on this a little bit, because a lot of us, we grow up into adults, but we are actually children at heart. We're still a child, but we grow into an adult, and we carry a lot of the hurt, a lot of the baggage, a lot of the insecurities as a little girl into adulthood. And if we do not address these things, if we do not come to terms, and not just come to terms, but heal, you will see these patterns, you will see these cycles in adulthood, and you wonder why you cannot get ahead, and you wonder why things cannot be prosperous. It's because you need to heal. You need to heal that hurt that you are carrying around, and you're making all men pay for it. You shouldn't do that. That is toxic. You need to heal. You need to go to therapy. You need to get a coach. You need to do all the things that you need to do to heal from that. And a lot of us are unaware. We're unaware that we're carrying this toxicity. So let me talk about this. What does that toxicity look like? What does it look like in a relationship? If you are a woman who has been through trauma, who has been through abuse, who has been through neglect, who has been through all of these different things, you need to heal. And what you're not understanding is that you are, or you have repressed so much trauma. You have repressed so much of your feelings that you don't even notice it. You think it's normal how you act, how you behave with men, your interaction with men. And that constant assuming, that constant blaming, that assumption, a lot of women who are in this toxic bubble, they assume so many things about a man before they can even get the truth, because they want to believe the lie, because they don't trust. Like, you need to heal. You don't trust men. You don't trust the very man who was the first man in your life, which is your father. For those of you who have a father, and for those of you who don't, you're searching for that, and you're searching and searching for that void, trying to fill it, but you need to heal. And a lot of you walking around with this denial. A lot of you don't trust. And because you don't trust anybody, especially a man, anything that a man says, a man can say you're beautiful. A man can say I love you. A man can say I only want you. I want to be with you. A man can say, you know, you are my world. You are just, a man can give you so many compliments, and you don't and cannot accept it because you don't trust men. It stems from you not trusting. You have to heal. And you don't trust men, and you not only do you don't trust men, but you don't trust the very thing that they say. You don't trust the very words that are coming out their mouth. You don't trust their actions. You're so quick to defend. You're so quick to deny. You're so quick to assume without having truth. And it is the truth that will set you free. It is the truth, and you have to become aware of your behaviors. How toxic are you, women? How toxic are you in a relationship? Think about your own relationships, and think about how you interact with in your relationship. Do you fight? Do you argue? Do you name call? Do you curse? You know, do you play the victim? What is your role as a woman in a relationship with a man? What is your role in his life? What do you do? How do you show up? These are the conversations that we must have with ourselves and with our partners. How do you show up? Why are you so defensive all the time? Where does that stem from? Is it because of abandonment? Because you've been abandoned? Is it because you have been alone and your parents left you alone and you don't know what it's like to be in relationship? And when you don't know what it's like to be in relationship, you have to figure out how to cope. And a lot of us cope, because I'm a woman, a lot of us cope with things, either working too much or overcompensate by working a lot. A lot of us have sex a lot and you use that sex as your coping mechanism. Think about this, women. Think about this. These are the conversations that we don't have, and we have to get to a place where we start to really tackle all of our darkness. We have to come into the truth. We have to realize, like, yes, I deal and I have trauma, and you have to deal with your trauma. You have to work through your trauma, and you have to heal from your trauma. You have to let it go in Jesus' name. You have to let it go. You have to learn how to operate on a different level. So if you are someone who do not trust, if you are somebody who have abandonment issues, if you are somebody who feels neglected, if you are somebody who doesn't feel wanted, you have to seek help, because you cannot do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own. You cannot. You cannot. You have to seek guidance. You have to seek guidance. And I would love to have this conversation even more further than what I'm having right now, because there's so much only I can say within a short period of time. But if you are a woman who is listening to this video and you know you need to heal, you know you need to heal, you know you need to heal, you know you want better for your relationships, you know that you are a toxic woman, I'm thinking about forming a group. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not, but I'm thinking about putting things into place and working on writing some things down and discovering some stuff, because we as women, we have to do better. You know, we want so much from our black kings and our black men, but what are we doing about it? What are we doing? We must learn to be one with ourselves. We must heal from our past, and we must learn how to be great in order to attract great. You understand? So you guys think about this. This is just a dialogue. This is just something me bringing to your attention, and I hope you guys have a great day.